Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome. This is all the way from Akron, Ohio. This is Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And I'm going to light our candle here. Our candle, uh, only ritualistic thing we do, but it's the wax represents again that there's only one, and there's two wicks to this candle. The first wick we light again represents the light of God in you. That's the big secret. The kingdom of heaven is within you. And the second candle or second wick I light represents again, as we gather together again as community, again, we do shine a much greater light. So again, saying hello to everyone here in the United States and also around the world. Good to see everyone here today. All right, John, let's have an opening song this morning.
All right, here we are together. Here we are for being together, for good, for better, forever. Here we are together, for being, for good, for better. Here we are for healing, together, for good, for better, forever. Here we are together, for healing, for good, for better. Here we are for wisdom, together, for good, for better, forever. Here we are together, for wisdom, for good, for better. Here we are for love, together, for good, for better, forever. Here we are together, for love, for good, for better. Here we are, here we are.
Thank you, John. Great opening song, and good to see everyone today here. And again, thank you for being here. And again, I love being here and again in community. Diana has me doing double duty today because she told me, she says my contract says that when I'm missing two services in October, that I have to help more in the services that I'm here. So, so, so she's putting me more to work. However, I don't have the speaker schedule for October. Diana, could you tell us who's speaking in October?
Okay, well, John is today, and then Carol Ann is the first week, and then you are the second week. I am the third week, and John is the fourth week.
Okay, real good. And we have all of our services are also on YouTube. So on Summit Center for Spiritual Living. So we have an active YouTube channel. So if you'd like to, all our programs on Facebook are being deleted after a month. So if you, but we do live broadcast on YouTube on every Sunday morning. So anyhow, well, good. So with John, our speaker, I'm going to do Science of Mind 365. Diana will do our meditation today. And then again, we'll hear from a wonderful message from Reverend John David Miller. So today it's September 28th. And from Science of Mind 365, we read, God within me is truth, beauty, harmony, and wholeness. And from Job, the 33rd chapter, the Spirit of God hath made me. The Spirit of God hath made me. Ernest Holmes wrote, he says, divine perfection is already within us. Being forever perfect and complete, we need no reunion with God, because God is already in our every act, every thought, every movement. God is in our every plan, purpose, and performance. The divine presence within us creates every circumstance and situation that we have ever experienced. We have called these circumstances and situations things in themselves, but they never have been. They've been the fruition of our thoughts, and our thought has always been dominated by our beliefs. So by the use of the law of freedom, we create either bondage or liberty. Not that bondage really exists, but the possibility of using freedom in a limited way exists. The restriction is not in the principle, but in our use of it. If limitation were a thing in itself, we could not change it. But since it is merely an experience, why not use our imagination to enlarge that experience? When we do this, we will find that the life principle within us responds just as quickly to a broader outline. Whatever we mentally see and spiritually comprehend, we may objectively experience, for the divine presence within us is not limited to any one experience. It is the creator of all experience. So Ernest Holmes' affirmative prayer is that today my eyes are open more widely, and I look out upon a broader horizon. Across all experiences I may have had that were limited or unpleasant, I now see the rosy hue of a new dawn. Letting go of that which is little, I now enter into a larger concept of life. Dropping all fear, I entertain faith, realizing that every form of uncertainty is seen only in part. I open my spiritual eyes to that which is wholeness, which is greater and better. Science of Mind 365. John will lead us now into meditation with Diana doing her meditation this morning.
All right. Healing love, healing love, healing love, divine healing love, beautiful love, beautiful love, beautiful love. Source of life, source of real, source of all, source to heal.
As we realize, we recognize the beauty and the love that's there. We're just taking a deep breath. With that deep breath, just release and relax. Let's let go. Let's take in another deep breath. And release and relax, allowing the chair to support you. And one more great big deep breath in. Recognize it. To all the just immerse yourself in nature. The trees, grass, the sands of the beaches, the snow on top of the mountain. And the color of the trees as they start to change. Recognize all that is, which is spirit. The spirit is present always, in us, as us, through us. Part of spirit. We are. We are love and peace and joy, light and light, power, wisdom, wholeness, completeness, perfection, abundance, prosperity, and harmony. And I can feel that inner presence, which is Spirit of God. That is in us, behind our heart. The light that is God's light. Well, to fill our entire body, from the top of our head to the tips of our toes. That light now not only is as us and through us, it now surrounds us. It goes out into the room that we are, and into the house or home, out onto the streets. Into that surrounding town, Ohio, United States, Canada, Mexico, and now that all the way around the world. That beautiful light that is now around the world, with each and every person, it also goes out into the universe. out into the galaxies, the planets, the stars, to the moon. And that light is just magnificent. It is so bright. It doesn't hurt your eyes. You just feel it. You feel the presence of it. So as we gather together and we unify with that spirit, continue to unify with the speak the word for our Summit Center for Spiritual Living. That's each and every person that is healed or is sees or hears our broadcast at another time, that it is affecting in a magnificent way from all this being felt. Healing is happening. God is present. I know for John, if he does the music today, and God's words that he is speaking, and that each and every one of us have something to remember. There's something we want to ponder, what it would be. Into our own meditation time. I am grateful and thankful for everyone that is here. For John and Michael and Carol Ann and Ken, Deb, myself, that we know that are on the broadcast. But I know there are many others that see us as well. I'm grateful for them. And I just know the best, the highest good is happening. Not only for us, from Summit Center for Spiritual Living, but for our government, for the government, for people at large, people in general, that their spiritual being is awakening even more, and they feel and know the spiritual part of them is truly not in action. So with that, I just give thanks. I give thanks for all the good. I give thanks for everything that is happening right here and right now. I give thanks for any healing that needs to be done. It's already done, and it's already in place. With that, I give thankful it's more, and I now release my word. I know it never comes back to me void, so I know that it is done. So it is. So let it be.
We are love. We are love. We are love. Divine healing love.
Thank you, John and Diana. And if you could open your cameras, that would be greatly appreciated, because we want to look into your eyes and see that God essence within you. There's Kyle. And maybe Hannah will, or maybe Hannah won't. That's okay. Well, good morning again, everyone. And we have a very special message. A very special individual who I probably talk about more than a lot of people, in a good way. When I talk to my couples, I'm always saying John this, John that. So, star of stage, screen, television, and the internet, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Reverend John David Miller.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, I have been on all those media before, but not regularly on some of them. Well, Carol Ann responded to a song I presented a few weeks ago, suggesting that it might be a good topic to kind of analyze that song and its topic, which is reality. So I thought I would take off a little bit on that topic, because false opinions are much more common than real knowledge. And now is the time to understand and move with purpose, because life is for learning in holistic reality and growing in love. Reality is creating loving awareness, manifesting changes for greater awareness. Reality is awareness. Those are all quotes of mine. Here's one from Ernest Holmes, from one of the first pages of Science of Mind. I guess I'd call it part of the foreword, but it's on a page all by itself. He said, "These lessons are dedicated to that truth which frees man from himself, or humans from themselves, and sets him on the pathway of a new experience, which enables him to see through the mist to the eternal and changeless reality." So it's basic new thought. There is a spiritual awareness, a profound creative intelligence that manifests all that is. Spirit as creative love, aware energy, divine mind, expresses through intention the universal laws to create the physical realm, including self-reflective intelligence. To the degree that we follow the lead of creative awareness and express intention clearly through the unconscious laws, we have the ability to perceive reality and pursue circumstances that serve advancement in our conscious growth in awareness. However, there is an appearance of duality. The creation and life process is a pulsation, vibrating loops of energy, a binary plus and minus process needed for the vibration of manifestation. In the processes of perception and thought, there is a sense of contrast, duality, separation. From the assumption of duality can develop the feeling of lack, a desire for more, leading to the emotional energies of doubt, fear, tension, anxiety, even animosity. Time, desire, selfishness, pride, disgust with others, and animosity are thought forms related to this sense of separation and doubt. But there is no separation in reality. The appearance of duality is a necessary contrivance of the creation process. So beginning with the sense of me and you, most of us assume dualistic thinking and are more likely to agree to a false reality. And there are even some psychopaths who pursue what is called evil, a sinister commitment to separation, avoidance of reality, rejection of love, and being harmful to others. In a quest for dominance over others, they have little reservation in presenting falsehood and causing harm and suffering to others, while hiding their role in manipulative institutional operations and deception. As the ancient Eastern philosophies, particularly Buddhism, suggested, the concept of Maya, or illusion, to describe what most of us think as reality as illusion. There's even an idea circulating among philosophers today that we may live in some kind of sophisticated simulation, something like an AI-generated matrix. In any case, we live in a web of false reality designed by selfish plotters that humanity is allowed to distract and control our minds. With misperception, deception, staged false events, faulty information, crises, poisoning, false narratives, propaganda, fear, acceptance, predetermined solutions, promotions, allure, compliance, all about false reality. And the individual's participation in this hinges on egoic accomplishment, pride, belief, assumption of the normalcy bias, even illness, ignorance, and planting our seeds of karma in ways that might continue this false reality. It's about distraction as well. In the novels that probably had basis in reality that Carlos Castaneda wrote about the teachings of Don Juan, there was a book called The Journey to Ixtlan, where Don Juan and Don Gennaro explained to Carlos the tendency for people to keep drawing you toward their thing, to take you off of your journey and have you participate in theirs, some kind of co-option or coercion. But then there's my song Reality, which I started writing back in 1976 and tweaked it over the years. So let me share you the words of those and comment a little bit on what those reflect. He thought he'd like to be a famous star, performing with a spotlight on each deed. He realized before he got too far that reality is what we really need. Now, most performers and celebrities and so on don't make that decision, but they get bound up in their celebrity status and distracted and off the path of reality, I guess we'll say. For once you get to be a major leaguer, you've got to play the game most every day. If you've got no time to be unheard of, you've got no time for what the wise ones say. You can try to have the world be just like you, but it's not as it appears within the mirror that we reflect the world back and forth about our own self and so on. But aware of what is real in what you do, reality clears the mind of doubt and fear. And that's really what reality helps us do, is clear our minds of doubt so we don't have to fear this appearance of separation. Ultimately, a smile of realization signifies awareness of reality in play. Why wonder where and when to cross the river? The river of reality is the way. It's a common thought of a borderline, or some kind of dividing line. There's one side and the other side, the common image of duality. But the river is the resolution stream that cuts through these separation thinking ideas and brings us to a destination that is whole. With everything we do, we plant a seed. They can be good or not so good, but the seed may be overshadowed by pride and our attachments to all the false reality that puts that seed in the shadows where it may not even be able to grow. The understanding heart has no need, because reality has no desire to hide. So in some of my writings, I talk about reality analysis. As you can see, I've been contemplating reality for decades and have written a lot about different aspects of it and studied many philosophies and religions and so forth. But reality analysis is a method I call of critical examination, drawing on development of holistic awareness of reality. And of course, one of my learning modules and a website is called Holistic Reality that are put together. Holistic reality analysis regards an issue or a topic with a comprehensive approach. We can draw on a variety of resources and entertain multiple points of view within the larger picture of reality. By employing holistic reality analysis, we can examine what's going on, compare interpretations, ideas, and opinions, uncover manipulation and falsehood, learn real ways of making things better, share thoughts, and determine the best course of good creative action, serving our advancement in consciousness. But that also requires critical thinking. Learning critical thinking has been pretty much phased out of the mass educational process over the years. Those among us that still have enough critical ability to perceive that controlled media and manipulated history present a distortion of reality have turned to other sources of information. So with this holistic reality process, we recognize our situation and then learn to protect ourselves from harm and take steps to work together to make things better. It involves conscious thinking, improved perception, focus, contemplation, beneficial categorizing as opposed to the not so beneficial categorizing that many people slip into, part of false reality, but temporary categorizing for reasons of distinction, and then being able to make plans and cooperate together in making decisions and taking action for better. And then it's about realizing reality, especially in the face of the oncoming robotic revolution and implementation of artificial intelligence operations. The importance of human beings realizing and maintaining their roots in reality is raised to urgency, because AI, nanotechnology, and certain frequencies can modify the body and take over one's thinking, as this era of transhumanism is already underway. If we allow technology to run our lives, we could become trapped indefinitely in a false reality, a simulation, maybe a sub-simulation of the greater simulation, whatever, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. It's time for goodness, the power of love, to bring an end to hate, harm, and the divide and rule psychological operations, the poisoning, the technologies used to generate fear and confusion and maintain false knowledge and to control minds. It is critical to dispel these falsehoods with the cleaner brain, clearer perception, and good sense of holistic awareness. Reality behind all appearances is a creative, loving awareness, and the binary power grid or matrix it utilizes in manifesting the created order. So to improve our perception and our health and all things good, we need to support our health, take care of yourself and those around you, and build relationships, engage and cooperate with others to identify what is real and make things better for growing in love. And to pursue our personal growth, becoming aware of reality, awareness itself, and live in the presence of creative love. We might even call it reality mysticism. Falsehood is so extensive in our world that reality shall now be recognized as the basis of religion. Reality is a religious experience, after all. Realization. And from Ernest Holmes, true philosophy and true science will someday meet on a common basis, and working together will give to the world a theology of reality. Then indeed will God go forth anew into creation. So I consider myself a reality mystic. You have to ask yourself, what's happening in every moment, in every second almost? And utilize perception, intuition, and intention, the basics of our cognitive processes, ultimately for a resolution of doubt. And you can do this with many keys to reality, many points of engagement with reality, and that would include nature, trees, plants, animals, the sky, clouds, shadows. We can reach it in meditation, reverie, just kind of a let the mind flow. Music, especially your own music. I've always encouraged people to play your own music of some kind. If you can get yourself a keyboard or a guitar or a recorder, a harmonica, any little instrument that you can just play some music for yourself, just a sequence of notes, and eventually you'll find some patterns and just enjoy yourself. Because exploring music is a great way of getting in touch with reality, and art as well. Using your imagination, learning itself. You can get really into your studies and lose your separation thinking in that. And healing, the process of healing is one of unifying with reality of wholeness. Even while driving your car, you can just put it on automatic, and even though you're driving 65, 70 miles an hour down a highway and cars are coming the other way and so forth, we're able to do this without a whole lot of separation thinking, I guess we'll say. You just unify with the road and with your car and your steering wheel and move on. Baseball, I like sports, but some of the sports might be manipulated, but baseball is kind of hard to manipulate. I guess they identified some pitchers that might have pitched a little off in gambling circles, but baseball is a good thing to me. I love listening on the radio because then it's all playing out. All sports, I listen on the radio and it plays out in my imagination rather than having to be shown on a visual screen. And I like that better. And even poker. Because, hey, it's really real when you got your money in the pot and you're trying to, invest in the hand that you're holding. It's all about Zen. There's a story of the monk and the tiger, where a monk is being chased by a tiger and he jumps over a cliff and grabs onto a little tree that's growing out of the side of the cliff. And he's holding on, and of course the roots of the tree are starting to loosen a little bit, and the tiger's right up there hanging over the edge trying to grab him. And meanwhile, he notices over here a little plant with a strawberry plant with a ripe strawberry. And he picks the strawberry and eats it. And it was the best tasting strawberry he'd ever had. Well, I'm going to share some slides with you now that if I can find the screen share button down here. Here we go. There. Look at this tree. 2 trees. They're like Siamese twins. And some humans, you might notice, have put their mark on the tree. They say, I saw this unique tree. And you can see it too, probably. There's some of these photos that are still available, I guess, but may not be forever. Forests change. But you can also find this tree at Summit Lake. The first tree was in Goodyear Metro Park. This is at Summit Lake. Look at that tree. Is that one tree or 7 or 8 trees, or how many trees are there? I've never seen anything like that before. But sometimes trees come to an end and they just slowly deteriorate back into nature. How ephemeral are clouds? There's water, land, and sky, and clouds in the sky. I love clouds. Here's some very interesting ones. Now, these are temporary, these pass by in a few minutes and you don't, see that. So these photos are snapshots of past reality. And like I said, some of them you might be able to go and reproduce the living reality. Others you might never see again. For example, this pile of Persian Himalayan and ragdoll cat being combed out. It's one of Marcia's cats. How about this fire? That won't be back again. The coals of the fire. How about this shadow on my garage wall? This is the Ohio Erie Canal. It looks like it has a tablecloth on it. And notice all the little pieces of leaves that are just lying on the algae and the light pattern. Anybody allergic to goldenrod? It looks nice though.
Oh.
That's the Cuyahoga River. We grew up around this, some of us. This is down in the Big Bend. You can witness this at Cascade, the one off of Sackett, the portion of Cascade Metro Park where you enter off of Sackett. And you see this? I like to take pictures without human structures in it, but it's hard to keep that one out of it. You know what that is? That's the high level bridge going from Main Street into State Road in Cuyahoga Falls. You might not want to eat that mushroom. It could kill you, but it's pretty interesting looking. How about this one? How about something to eat that wouldn't kill you? I like my peppers ripe. Now these alpacas are captured. They were at the Summit County Fairgrounds for an alpaca show. Probably won't see them in the same format again. Can you see what's in this picture? Right there. I don't know, can you see my arrow? Right down here next to the giant foot of, guess what this is? A frog statue. It's about 2 feet high. And look at the little tree frog sitting right next to this giant frog statue. Compared to it, it's only 2 feet high. That frog is about 1 inch long. A family of ducks. Did you know a duck could lay that many eggs and hatch them all at once? There's a heron just blending with the sticks as it waits for fish to swim by. My little cousin had a visit from a butterfly. I call this the ancestral inner nature tree. It's in Hampton Hills Metro Park, very close to where my ancestors settled in 1809 in the valley. And it reveals its secret inner nature to us. Looks pretty interesting. So, reality is a mystical experience. Let's now share a little in a creative reality meditation. If you want to just relax and flow with my thoughts. In a dark blue space, there's a brilliant point of light. From this point emanates a field of light energy that streams out in every direction to reach into all space. Creative awareness is the source of the cosmic light, aware, loving energy, which manifests and pervades all of this. One misty morning, creation is. Now it was, now it is, now it will be. A thought forms and becomes and improves. A reality is forming somehow, willing to be every now. Thought becomes reality by intention. I think, therefore I am. I breathe, therefore I am. I am, therefore I am. I am conscious. I am aware. I am alive. I am willing. I am creating. I am now. I am reality. Throughout the universe, and every thought, space, cell, and particle of it is a creative power, a loving vibration that manifests all that is. Creative awareness expresses a harmony of radiant thought and brilliant joy that rolls and flows in, around, and as everything that happens. Creative, loving, aware energy is the source of life and the universal mind that thinks, feels, and acts with infinite creativity. It is the source of all sentient beings. It is everywhere present and always living as reality. It is present in every new beginning and active in every change. It is intelligent, healing energy that restores balance and harmony. This ultimate power of life is available for recognition. All who live are expressing this creative power, this rare radiance in every moment, and they are free to realize it. Ever more people are awakening to the healing, uplifting energy of this loving light, realizing the truth of this reality. We are the living power of love, aware energy, creative awareness, creative reality, radiating everywhere. I am that. You are that. We are that. We are aware and grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, John. How wonderful. Yes. And couple things again, that reality just is, and that, you know, a lot of it is again Maya. So how can we see the good? You know, two things could happen to the same person, and one would be it would be a good outcome, and one would be a not so good outcome. So, you know, where does, you know, there's only good in the universe. That's what everything is made out of, and everything else that, like our reading from 365, is that if it's not, you know, of the original nature, then it is illusion, you know, of love, life, light, peace, power, beauty, and joy. It's Maya. So again, for us to and also to, you know, to enjoy every moment. I loved your pictures. Those are great. Those are just wonderful, wonderful pictures that were probably just taken on your phone.
My iPhone camera, yeah.
Isn't that wonderful? It's amazing. It's amazing
Actually,
what you can
some
do
of
with
them
those.
go back to my Android camera, but yeah, most of them are the iPhone.
Well, again, John, thank you. Thank you for the very wonderful topic. Does anyone else have anything they would like to contribute here?
I do, John. That was really good, and what I liked was the reminder of when we are in reality, or when we realize we're in reality, or whatever the question. The big point is that you were talking about that we never are separate from our source, and that is the true reality on anything. And as long as we know that we are not separate and recognize that and feel that, there's nothing that can ultimately go wrong, because it'll still be good, whatever it is. So anyway, that's all I had. Thank you, John.
Right.
I like the term reality mystic. I like that.
Yeah, real.
That just really caught me. It was like, yeah, that's really what it is. Seeing things from a larger perspective and just being there.
Well, how about that Zen koan where the monk is about to be eaten or fall to his death, and oh, how tasty!
And that was such a nice explanation of being here in the present moment. This is going on. Oh, look, this is going on. Yeah. Yeah, so true, and what a great reminder for all of us that we are God always in expressing, and so we need to stay in that place, not just in the beauty of the wonderful pictures that you said, but within every situation, knowing that we are there for a reason. Don't always know the reason, but we're there. This is our reality right here in this moment, and to really be alive in the moment. So thanks so much.
All right, well, let me
All right.
rehearse the reality song for you, and then we'll move on to the rest of it. There it is. All right. He thought he'd like to be a famous star, performing with a spotlight on HD. He realized before he got too far that reality is what we really need. For once you get to be a major leaguer, you've got to play the game most every day. If you've got no time to be unheard of, you've got no time for what the wise ones say. With everything we do, we plant a seed, but it may be overshadowed by pride. The understanding heart has no need. Reality has no desire to hide. You can try to have the world be just like you, but it's not as it appears within the mirror. Aware of what is real in what you do, reality clears the mind of doubt and fear. With everything we do, we plant a seed, but it may be overshadowed by pride. The understanding heart has no need. Reality has no desire to hide. A smile of realization signifies awareness of reality in play. Why wonder where and when to cross the river? The river of reality is the way. With everything we do, we plant a seed, but it may be overshadowed by pride. The understanding heart has no need. Reality has no desire to hide.
Thank you, John. That was wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so this is the time in our service in which we get to give. We have the opportunity to give. And if you would like to give to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, we have a variety of ways you can do that. You can go ahead and go to either PayPal or Zelle. sscofakron@gmail.com is the way that you access our account. sscofakron@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and to send a check to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, or any, as long as it has Summit in the pay to the order of, the bank will cash it. But it's 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio 44310. And again, your tithes and offerings again help us to continue doing the wonderful things that we do here at the Summit. And also, again, we do have a global outreach. So again, we go out. We don't know who watches us, which is again, people find us out of the blue. And out of the blue is God. So you can symbolically take your gift in your hand, right top, over left. Just giving great thanks. Just giving great thanks of having, of being aware, of being centered, of being aware of your God spiritual nature. And that God nature is always, again, giving. So we bless the gift symbolically in our hand, and we know that, again, that all that we have, all that we are, all that we give, and all that we receive is blessed right now. In a very humble and gracious manner, we release these gifts into, again, the great ministry of not only Summit Center for Spiritual Living, but also all the outreach ministries that we support, to help, again, to bring the world to light. And so it is. Amen. All right, John, some good and more good, please.
Good and more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and entitled to good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. Good and more good is ours, and ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so it
Thank you, John. And for announcements here, again, I spend most of my week for New Thought Media Network, and that's where I'll be heading off to next Sunday. Is I'll be heading off to the Anton Conference, the Associated New Thought Network Conference at Unity Village. I'll be doing the tech work there for the week and on the tech team. So to broadcast it to other members. So that's what I'll be doing next week. But again, ntmedia.org, lots of great programs. We do prayer on NT Media twice a day, 10:15 in the morning, 10:15 in the evening. We, again, have an extensive prayer ministry. Again, ntmedia.org has a lot more information, or just go on to YouTube. New Thought Media Network has all kinds of great programs there. And John, what have you been up to recently?
Well, other than writing and working on my talk today, post on yeswise.com, my Yeswise Inspiry, which is just brief little messages of inspiration. And I also have a Yeswise channel at YouTube with just the Yeswise Inspiry posts going up there. But you can find more of my analysis of reality and false reality at yeswise.com if you dig deeper. But yeswise.com.
All right. So just an announcement for again for our community. Our picnic was a huge success in the summertime, and again, thanks to Deb and Diana for doing that. And I think that us getting together again for the holidays would be absolutely wonderful. So I'm kind of putting that out there, and for our social team of Deb and Diana to start working on that again. We usually do a luncheon sometime in December, and here we are coming up on October, so now is the time to start planning. So, but yeah, it seems like we get a pretty good crowd for those, and so that's great. So Deb and Diana, you guys have been you are volunteered if you want to start working on this. I think that again, it's really good for us to get together and to see each other live and to give real live, honest to good hugs. It's wonderful. And again, my appreciation to each and every one of you for being in my life. When I'm not here on Sunday, I miss you. And so you guys have all been a very important part of my life. And so again, thank you. Thank you for that.
Well, I announced that John's birthday's coming up on the 2nd of October. So wish him a happy birthday coming up this week. And yeah, so.
And my son Adam on Saturday the 4th.
Wow, that's great. Yeah.
Birthday week, one of our 2 birthday weeks.
Yeah. Carol finished our birthdays. So yeah. So we have a lot of people right around the same time of the year. So that's interesting. But happy birthday, John.
Well, thank you very much.
Happy birthday, John Miller. Yes. All right, so let's do our time of meditation here, our time of silence. And so again, you may want to take into the silence something that you heard today, something that you heard John either say or sing, something that maybe I said or any one of us have said, is just to take it into the silence and to really to allow it to think as you, to really just to take it into your depth. So I'll ring us in and ring us out. Let's join our hearts together for the unity prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. That wherever we are, no matter what we're doing, God is, and all is well. All right, John, sing us out, please.
life is real. Life is true. We are life. Living is me and you. Joy is real. Joy is true. We are joy. Living is me and you. Peace is real. Peace is true. We are peace. Living as me and you. Love is real. Love is true. We are love. Living is me and you. Living is me and you.
All right. So again, thank you so very much for joining us today. Hannah, you can take us offline. We can talk.